Hi, everybody. Welcome along to this late Saturday night preview for Thurles. What a cracking card we have to look forward to. Thurles is one of the finest tracks around, national hunt tracks around it, in my opinion. It's a great test of a horse, and I'm looking forward to not only watching the racing there, but actually being there tomorrow. I'm super excited. It's a 7 race card getting underway at 12:30. Two grade twos on the card. Of course, one of their feature races of the year is the Horse and Jockey Hotel Steeplechase. A grade two, as I said, over 2.5 miles, and it was won twice by a horse on a kind of a bit of a comeback mission. Allaho. He used this race as a stepping stone, as a lot of down through the years have used it going on to Cheltenham, a dual winner of the Ryanair. But we're going to preview that race in a second. But we're going to kick off with the very first race. It is at 12:30. As I said, a 7 race card getting underway. If the weather's not too bad tomorrow and you're around the area, get to Thurles. It's a cracking day's racing. The facilities are top class. It's locally ran. The girls and the Maloney family do a fantastic job. They've everything there to meet your needs. There'll be plenty of warm beverages on offer, of course, and a bit of grub as well. So if you're around the Thurles area, cracking race and get your asses to Thurles. I'm going to be there. As I said, 12:30. We're going to kick off with a maiden hurdle that was a bit of a head scratcher for me. Um, you have three fancied runners that I think that's my opinion. It's going to be one of these three. Charlie Bucket, a very touted horse for the Emmett Mullins yard, of course, in the colours of Paul Byrne, one of the shrewdest owners in horse racing. Donna Myler rides all of Emmett's. He's 6-4. This horse is very short, running in a bumper actually at the track in November, but pulled up. He was pulled up. Patrick actually rode him that day. He pulled him up. I actually was there the same day, and as they were coming across the winning post, first time going out on their second circuit, you could see him starting to scrub along. But it turned out he scoped a bit dirty. The signs must have been good at home because he was very short the same day. Now, an Emmett Mullins runner in the Paul Burns in colours, especially on debut with Patrick in the saddle, it's always going to be short anyway. But he's the one that's probably got the talent, and if he's a bit of quality, he should win. But I'm just going to take a chance here on one of the most consistent runners on the definitely in the race anyway. Still a maiden after I think 12 runs over hurdles. Gordon Elliott's purse price. You're going to get a run for your money here. I can't see him being out of the first three. Will he win? If if Charlie Bucket isn't what you think he is, or if he's a bit of a bio, I think this purse price could get unlucky. It could be lucky 13 here for purse price. Jack Kennedy, you're getting about 3-1 at the minute. And of course, the Bio Sports offer is going to kick in here if you finish second to the Fav. So if the favourite does go on and win, and you finish second to the Fav, I can't see this lad being out of the first three. One might break him up though. Is on Lovers Walk for Jared Kelleher. But for me, I'm going to go with Purse Price here, just to take a bit of a chance here with a bit of a consistent runner to get us off the mark. Then we're going to go to the first grade two of the card, and this is a cracking race. It's a Mayor's Novice steeplechase, and as I said, it's a grade two over 2.5 miles. Hot you wear though, support is coming for the Willie Mullins runner with Paul Townend in the saddle. This daughter of No Risk at All. I done a Cheltenham preview last year on the Limerick leader, and I spoke about. I went through a lot of the races and of course the fancied runners where we knew they were going. But this was a mare. I said, um, take note of her. Whatever race she was, she had a couple of entries in Cheltenham. Take note of her. I said she's a one that catches my eye, and I like the way she runs, and I think um she didn't go to Cheltenham and she had one or two runs, but she's 2 from 3 over fences. And the only time she didn't win, she came back to 2 miles in Cork, but she absolutely trounced them. Now the ground in Limerick at Christmas, she won in Limerick at Christmas. But she was an absolute. She hosed in at Limerick over Christmas, probably flanked by the way the ground was, but yeah, Hot You Air, she's got a bit of a special place for me, and I hope she does go to Cheltenham this year. I'm not too sure, maybe if she's going to go there, but I'm going to keep it simple here. The one I can see running her home is Cornelis Harmonia Maker. I think she could show a bit more of a show on this time, Jack Kennedy again. But I'm going to keep this simple, and Hawchuer gets my vote here. Now we're going to go to the feature race of the day. It's the horse and jockey steeplechase, as I said, over grade. It's a grade 2, over the 2.5 again. We've got 6 runners running, lining up here, but names that we'll all know from being around the Gold Cup trips. One favourite again, Allaho, 5-6. He was a dual winner of this race back in 2001 and 2022. He used this race before kicking on, absolutely bolting up in Cheltenham in the Ryanair. But of course, he missed the season last year, and he's came back. He won in Clonmel, I think it was, on his first run back, and then he was third in the King George, and he was a very gallant third. And actually, one stage I thought he was going to win, but it was a race that kind of changed complexions a good few times in the course. Hewick for the Shark got up in dramatic fashion, but Allaho, look, he's the one they all have to beat here, and his run in Kempton puts him right back in the mix. He's coming back to a race he's dominated only 2 seasons ago, and he's going to take the beating. Again, he's still a question mark. Is he back to what he is? But if he's half back to what he is, he's going to do a job here. Of course, course and distance is a big thing around certain tracks, especially around Thurles. And Thurles is a lovely track to get horses ready. Willie runs a lot of them here. And it's not out of coincidence he runs them here. It's the fact that this is it's one of the best national hunt tracks, I think, in the country. And that's not me being biased, being a local man or anything. Willie Mullins uses the track frequently, especially all the big races, and uses these races every year, year on, year out, um, to go for certain races. The one I can see him chasing Allaho home and picking up the pieces if things don't go his way is Willie's other runner, Appreciated. We've seen what this horse done in the Supreme a couple of years ago, and then he he went to Punchestown, absolutely bolted up in a beginner's chase. He then went to Naas and then hacked up again by 21 lengths in a novice chase. Um, he went to Leopardstown then for the Arkle, the Grade 1, and finished third. Paul opted to ride him that day against El Fabiolo and Bambridge. And I know Darrell Jacob is retained to the riders, but I still think Paul has first choice in Willie's. Um, he opted to ride him that day against Bambridge and El Fabiolo. Now, I did tip up El Fabiolo that day because I really liked El Fabiolo, but Paul Townend doesn't get it wrong too often. This horse is an engine. He then went to Cheltenham to the Turners Grade 1. He was only 3-1 a day, and he was only beaten about 4 lengths that day. Came back then, has been running super consistently. 2 runs ago, he was second in Punchestown in the John Durkin. He was only beaten a half a length by Faster Slow, and he beat Gallopin de Chance by a length and a quarter. Now, I wouldn't read too much into beating Gallopin by a length and a quarter, because we all seen what Gallopin done, the real Gallopin de Chance, when he came back at Christmas. But he did run Faster Slow to within a half a length, and Faster Slow, that was a peak performance for me. So this has to put, I think, Appreciated bang in there, right in the mix. Now, his last run in Leopardstown, he was beaten about 18 or 19 lengths, but a couple of mistakes in Sean O'Keefe. But this is not the depth of a race I think it is. And Violin, of course, he's not out of it either. Every horse here has a runner. Statler is probably the only one I can see being really out of it, because he hasn't shown anything in his last couple of runs. French Dynamite from Mouse would be some result. Darrow O'Keefe, as I said, what a jockey Darrow O'Keefe is. Capitano. But I just think Allaho, if he's 3/4 way back or halfway back, he should win here. but I'm going to take a chance with Appreciate It. I just think that his form, he's still got a bit of an engine. I think there's a big race in this horse someday. I think when he puts it all together, Danny takes the ride. Really positive signs. So yeah, I think Allaho will win, but I think if he doesn't, or something, if he's not back to his best, Allaho, Appreciate It be the one there to pick up the pieces. Then we're going to go to the 210. That is a handicap steeplechase over 2 miles 5, and this is a race I was looking at, and I was trying to come up with one that I liked to maybe run well at a price. The one I did think might run well at a price is Falco Blitz, but this is a race that's Eric and Conor McNamara combining here, father son combination. Um, I'm going to leave this race alone, but if I was to have a little sneaky each way play, it'd be Falco Blitz. But as if it's just a watching race for me. Then I'm going to go to um the Memorial Novice Hurdle. That is the WT Grady Memorial Novice Hurdle. That is over 2 miles 6. 5 runners declared here. A high class hero could be high class. Three wins in the last 3 starts. 4 to 9, very short. Not going to stay too much on this race. If he is what he is, he'll get the job done. He should get the job done easy. Easy fellow. Could be the one though to run him home. The second horse, he won here over the course the last day, and the second horse has come out and won since. So I think he'll keep honest for Henry the Brownhead and Rachel Blackmore, but high class here should get the job done here, bar any jumping errors. Then we're going to go to another handicap hurdle that really intrigues me. It's the horse and jockey handicap hurdle. 12 runners declared here, over 1 mile 7. Um, over 1 mile 7. We have 12 runners. Top of the market, we have Intent Approach for Charles Burns, JP McManus, and Mark Walsh, 11 to 4. One that I'm going to take a chance with here, though. I would like to see a few quid coming for this horse is Cougar. Paddy Roach trains here, very shrewd trainer, of course. Son, you know the Roach's names are synonymous with racing. Of course, Paddy's taken over from his dad, and he's been absolutely he hasn't been firing when they go for one. This Son of Deep Impact, of course, was a very smart horse for Aidan O'Brien. Took a few runs to get off the mark on the flat. Bred absolutely in the purple. Um, and yeah, he's going to. I think this horse, if you go back to his juvenile hurl form, and he's only had one run in the handicap, I think Alan Kelly, very capable 5 pound claimer. And of course, you see JP using this young lad a lot. And when they do, they combine well. He's still claiming 5. So for me, I'm going to go for Cougar each way in the penultimate race. That's a horse and jockey handicap hotel. And then I'm just going to touch on the last race. It's not a race I really have much of an opinion of. It's a hunter's steeplechase. It's over 3 miles. We've got a short one with Ferns Lock. Might be a one to put into your a queue on the day for David Christie, Barry O'Neill, top class rider, top point to point rider. I think he's actually champion point to point rider last few seasons. Ferns Locked, yeah, he's the class of the race. The one, Emmett Mullins, though, had Romeo Magico named after a very good dog. Um, runs in Emmett's own colours. Young fella that rode him at Christmas keeps the right 7 pound claimer. Miguel rode him very well in Limerick. One that might run well at a price, Hardline. He's a grade 1 winner back in the day, albeit about 4 or 5 years ago. But young Norman Williamson, Sunrisers, and he's owned by I'd say that's his mum's name. Is it Johnny Williamson? Definitely owned by his relations anyway. So could be one maybe to catch a bit of an eye. But uh yeah, it's another race where I'm just going to leave well enough alone. But it's a cracking 7 race card. As I said, 2 feature grade 2 races on the day. Very excited to see Hotchware. Very excited to see the feature race. I'd love to see Allaho come back and do a job and then go to Ryanair. I think there's a lot of races there, especially take advantage of Bile Sports money back. Second, 5 runners have to run though to the SP Fab. There's definitely a cause, as I said, in the first race. Definitely, I'm going to definitely take advantage of that offer. And of course, the feature race, I think Allaho is definitely the one to beat. But Appreciate for me is the one that could run him home. So again, if you could have a bet to nothing, I think in that situation again with the money back special kicking in there. I'm going to be at the races. I'm going to be there to watch it bird's eye view. I can't wait to see the first 3 or 4 races, and yeah, I'm really excited for the racing, especially after we had a bit of a famine over the weekend. We lost a lot of the good meetings due to the weather, so it's great to see it. We're getting very close to the Cheltenham Festival. I'm going to keep coming back. I'm going to start being more consistent again, and we're going to get some results. We're going to really look forward to Cheltenham. Really look forward to the Dublin Racing Festival. I'm actually going to be in America when the Dublin Racing Festival is on, but I'm hoping to get a bit of a preview out. Some nice handicap horses coming in, and really, really starting to get. It's less than 2 months away now. It's 7 weeks this Tuesday, so all eyes will be focusing on Cheltenham from here on out. So we're going to, even if I don't get a preview out, I'm going to do some reviewing the races, and we're going to take note of some runners. Um, but yeah, I'm going to come back on tomorrow evening. We're going to talk about the racing over the weekend, and we're going to talk about Thurles. Anyway, guys, hit the retweet buttons if you like what you hear, and we shall talk to you tomorrow. Cheers, guys.